Fawn
and Matt. We're an interracial couple with 2 kids wanting to do something that highlights the power of friendship and what it means to be in the company of true friends. We're going to move our society away and out of the loneliness epidemic and into a friendlier, happier world. Welcome to our friendly world. Better, stronger, together.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome to our friendly world.
I'm
Hello.
completely innocent.
So remember how I was saying there was a fear of people coming together at the park because it's seen as like a threat when you see, especially, I guess now it's for everybody, but I was going to say certain people who look like me. If there's a bunch of us walking together or standing together, it comes across as a threat. And now these days, I'm going to say like for everybody it is, because usually when you see a lot of people together, it's seen as a protest of some kind.
Right.
Instead of friends coming together.
Right.
To hang out at a park, right?
Unless there's a concert or other
Yeah, unless they're, you're right.
sporting event or...
Yeah, but then sporting events and even concerts.
Concerts are getting a little tricky.
Because, your team wins or loses, there's a brawl, there's chaos.
We just won the World Series. Let's trash downtown.
What I'm tripping on is every time that there's something good, I feel like something bad and scary takes it away.
When good happens, then bad comes?
No, when you're doing something good, then there are examples of bad things that scare you from doing the good thing. I'll just give you the last example I had, which was my main focus, but I had all these other examples. They'll come up later.
Okay.
But like, for example, this was the other example. Like, well, one of the main examples is friendship. We all know we feel more powerful when we have friends. We are healthier when we have friends. We are richer financially, emotionally, spiritually. There's so much wealth as we're friends.
Yes.
That's the good thing. Sometimes my conspiracy mind will say, it was systematically on purpose taken away, because when you have people that thrive together, you want to get rid of that power because they are powerful. So let's separate them. I was an architectural photographer working for big architects. I just found it very interesting how things are set up. That even if you're in a city environment where the homes are so close together, inches away from one another, you have a wall between you, but it's a completely different reality and you never interact.
Right.
You can maybe hear one another, but you don't see each other. Things are mapped out, designed in such a way where you don't interact. And even parks, I dislike park benches because they're really not intended for people to relax and enjoy. It's a memorial, or a kid brought this up last week. We went to a park and they're like, look at that. They put a bar. It was like a longer bench, but they put a bar in between. She's like, look at that. They did that so no one would sleep there. What would a bar be doing in the middle of a bench?
Well, it looked like a place you could put your arm. So it at least looked tasteful. But you're right. I mean, that's what it was done.
That's the excuse. Then if that's the case, then why not have that bar all the time for normal benches?
Right.
For the middle seat aisle, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's nefarious. I mean, we can say, no, it's not. It's for an armrest. But really, no, I don't think so.
Well, at least like... what was it, San Francisco and New York City, where they put little metal things right in the middle of a concrete thing, concrete like rail. So skateboarders can't use it, basically.
Yeah.
At least they're being honest and they're not trying to prettify it. It's just there.
I'm just saying, every time there's something good, I feel like there are forces that can take you away from it. It happens in art too. We've talked about it. We did a show on the war on art. Remember I had you read that book? We all know about the art of war, but this is the war on art. And what he talks about is that when you're creating anything from writing to painting, whatever you're doing that has this lovely force benevolent, whatever beautiful force that you're working with, there's always a negative that will come right there to stop you, right then and there. And so that's why you titled it The War of Art, because you need to understand whether it's procrastination or things happen to take your attention off of what your path is. That's what it's there to do. And you need to know that it's this kind of evil force that exists. And you can't think that it's just happening to you. It's part of nature. It's like the yin and yang. There is always shadow and light together, right?
Right.
So I think maybe that's it. But like the other day, not the other day, but like what, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, I started walking again. You know,
Woohoo.
First of all, is it called gym brat or a gym rat?
Rat.
I thought it was brat.
I know.
I was always, why didn't you tell me I've been saying it wrong?
Because it's cuter to say gym brat than gym rat.
It is. It's so much better.
So,
and it suits because gym brats are so like high and mighty. Like, yeah, I go to the gym. Did you go to the gym? Do you work out? Do you train? I train. Do you know what I'm saying?
Oh my God.
That's why I thought it was
truly funny hanging out with them because like I could tell they were like looking me up and down like, well, how come you aren't a gym person? Like I'm a gym person.
Right.
And I would listen to them and it's like bench this and this hour and that. I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, whatever.
And those were all my friends. And before they were my friends, they were my enemies, by the way. Because, yeah, I'm like, they judge. They judge hard. So that's why I thought the term was gym brat. You know what? I'm going to continue to say brat. So I was a gym brat. And now I forgot what I was going to say.
Oh.
What was I talking about?
See, you got me on the same thing. So.
Okay, I remember. Okay. So I used to be a gym brat. I would work out all the time. And then whatever. Then we moved to certain places and I didn't like the gym and it just felt not good for me. And so it was hard to do stuff, but I'm like, well, okay, you know, I'm moving around, I'm walking around. But even that kind of stopped because every time I stepped out without Matt, and this is when everything was starting to shift, long before it happened for the masses, I feel like, you know, like it was brought to everyone's attention who's maybe not looking like me. Oh, I sound terrible. I'm sorry. Let me just say it like this. I stopped walking even. Like, I just didn't work out, you know? I didn't. And then I can blame it on being a mom because I still sleep like 4 hours a night, and if I'm lucky. And then I'm like on the go all day, on the go, nonstop. So I'm like, I don't even have any energy to work out. Are you kidding me? No. So anyway, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start walking. So I started walking. With a passion, with a mission, you know, an hour and a half. Boo, 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 boo. And the kids came with me and were like, boom, 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 like feeling so good. And then we started to find out that a body was discovered on that trail. So I'm like, okay, kids,
what?
We're not
Whoa,
going.
time out. Seriously?
Yeah, I told you. Not in our neighborhood, but like a few miles.
Okay,
up.
far, far, far away.
Not that far.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I found out through someone in England that there is a serial killer they're finding, you know, because a lot of women have disappeared. So, of course, I tell the kids, I told you guys I don't want you walking by yourself. So
let's add some
Merry
fear.
Christmas. Yeah, I don't care. I don't
Right,
care. I'm
but
just
let's
like, don't
let's
go.
stir in something good.
But I'm just
stir
saying,
it in.
Yeah. So that's the point of this conversation, kind of. Like I'm gonna take it back to a positive place, I promise. But that's what happened. Like here was something good I was doing, trying to feel better because today's conversation is about walking and how that relates to friendship and also optimum health. But the thing is that here it is. It's like taken away, much like the war on art. And I'm like, well, okay, well, we can all go together. But the energy of it to overcome that fear and anxiety, I'm like, never mind. I don't even want to do it anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I just got like low.
Right.
even a little bit, not clinically, but even a little bit depressed. Like,
Mm-hmm.
why bother? Why bother doing anything? And we were at the post office and we were having a conversation and we were talking about documents and everything. And I'm like, I'm an American citizen, but like there is that fear like, oh my God, what kind of documents would I need to have on me just in case these days, in America? And he's like, don't worry about it. I think it's a lot of hype. I'm like, is it though? I mean, and then he saw that I started crying, like the pressure had built.
Mm-hmm.
And then he also saw how one of our kids put her hand on my back to stop me from crying, or not to stop me from, not to stop me from crying, but to like give me support. Like she knew,
Right, I
like,
know.
uh-oh, mom's voice
There it is,
just
cracking.
cracked. And so, and then the tears gushed because someone was nice,
Right.
And then I saw the look on this man's face who worked at the post office change. Because he was like kind of all business. And then all of a sudden he's like, I do understand though. I mean, my mother has lived here for 65 years. Mind you, he's totally Caucasian. My mom has lived here for 65 years and she is terrified of going out now. Because he feels, even though she's a citizen, she feels that even though she's a citizen, has been for 65 years, that she's going to be taken away. Or like, taken. And how do you prove you're a citizen? He's like, you know what? I wouldn't know how to prove I'm a citizen either. Like, here's a white American telling me this. So it was so lovely to even just, it was lovely. It was actually lovely to have that interaction. He wanted to say, oh, don't worry, you're making it worse than it is. And then he caught himself. He's like, no, you know what?
You know what? I'm not going to poo-poo you. I'm going to maybe hopefully help.
Like, you're not crazy. You're not the only one who thinks this way. My 80-something-year-old mother still feels the same way as you do. Anyway, so it got me thinking more about our interactions and what we can do beyond or in addition to friendship. So today I just want to talk about walking. And again, I'm like, okay, well, let's put a group together and walk. And I thought, if it's a group of people, it's seen as a threat. Like, I'm trying to not bring any attention to anybody. I'm trying to just be quiet.
Honestly, it seems like if it's man and woman, it's okay. If it's woman and woman, it's okay. But everything else becomes super tricky. Now,
what else is there? What are you talking about?
2 people.
Yeah.
I'm talking max of 2 people. As soon as you get more than 2 people together, and they both can't be men, which is fun, that I've seen on the trail. As soon as you get, like, if I was to join a cycling group, I almost feel like I would have to dress like a cyclist, which I don't. I wear sweats, a t-shirt, and an overshirt when I go out.
And you look crazy, Matt.
I do.
I have to go back to when we first met. I was scared of you.
You should be.
You look like a thug.
You should be.
You look very scary.
Actually, I think I've softened lately, but
maybe
people are being nicer to me lately, and I'm trying to figure out why.
I think it's where we live.
Maybe, but I want to say it's just happened in the past like three months, honestly. But like I feel like if I was cycling with a group of cyclists, I'd have to wear the uniform. I'm sorry to go back just for a second. I think that's because you've become part of the community and lots of people know you. That is true.
And there's a sense of relief. There's a lot of pressure off of your heart when people know you and they know you're cool. They know you're okay. You know what I'm saying?
At least I'm not bad.
Right.
But
I think that's why you feel more comfortable.
If I joined a cycling group, I feel like I would have to go out with the full gear. And like when I go to a meetup, it's in an enclosed space, but I still feel like we spend the first 5 minutes, everybody in the group, and those are the only people around, tell us who you are. Basically is how it always starts. And so everybody starts with okay, he's okay. Okay, she's okay. Okay, they're okay,
And that's another thing that I noticed when I was on my power walks is I really wanted to just be in my own head and clear away whatever negativity I was feeling, whatever hardship I was feeling, whatever sadness, fear of money, all this stuff that's normally screaming in my head. I just wanted to just be by myself and just let go. Okay. But what I found myself having to do was any person that I saw on the trail, I had to make them comfortable. And I know that on our show and with our whole idea of friendship, we always say you treat the world as the world being your home, and whoever you see, that person is your guest. Make them comfortable.
Right.
But I have to tell you that sometimes when I feel like people are always assuming certain things about me, I'm tired of the whole trying to make myself energetically so over the top, making other people feel comfortable.
Right.
For example, when I was giving birth at the hospital, every time I was alone, they assumed I didn't speak English. They would yell at me and they would be so mean because they thought I was an illegal immigrant who didn't speak English. The way I was treated until maybe if you came back and they saw you with me and they saw that I spoke English, it changed, but it's not still not that much. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so I have to even taking our kids to like doctors who don't know us. I make it a point to tell the kids, and even for myself, dress up even fancier than you normally would, nice shoes, nice everything, so people don't get the wrong impression of you. You know, like it's a lot of work. So on the trail, I had to, even though I was in an upset mood, I had to put on a genuine smile and say, hello, good morning, where I didn't want to do that.
Right.
So that was extra energy. So I think that's another reason why I'm like, you know what, I really don't want to walk anymore. Just forget it.
So you got to go super early in the morning. I went for a ride yesterday. 5:30 a.m. I took off.
Yeah,
Didn't see anybody.
But now I'm worried about the killers out there.
I know.
So anyway, back to the war of art. What do we do? Let me just talk about walking, though. Maybe it doesn't have to be a group of us walking so people are not threatened by like, oh, what are those people doing walking together? But let's say it's like 3 people. Because I heard even 2 women got accosted, like 2 to walk. So it's not enough to have 2. Like, it's just good to be with people. Even if you don't know them as friends, like get a neighborhood walk together, maybe. Like just, hey, ask, look, I don't even want to have a conversation, but we accompany each other on a walk. And if conversation comes up, great. You're not obliged to speak. Maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, this is what I'm thinking of doing just as a way to get something going with a little tiny group. But I want to talk about what walking actually does. So I was looking at one of my favorite podcasts. It's called The Diary of a CEO. The guest he had on was Dr. Courtney Conley. Dr. Courtney Conley. She's a foot expert. This is what she was saying, that there's research that on average, an average step count globally is like 4,500 to 4,900. That's average. But there's a lot of us who actually take less steps than that. And she was saying that if you look at your baseline, let's say your baseline is 2,500 steps a day. If you increase it by 500 more steps, you reduce the risk of cardiovascular mortality by 7%. And then she goes, if you add another 500 steps, so if you take, like, if your baseline is 2,500 a day, 500 reduces vascular mortality by 7%. But if you go from 2,500 to 3,500, so like if you add a 1,000 steps, you reduce your risk of all cause mortality by 15%. That means everything. And then I'm like, yeah, well, what about the killer out there?
Oh, dear.
But you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Anyway, by the way, we're not health experts, so I'm just repeating what I heard, okay? All right. So that's interesting. And then she goes, the risk of all-cause mortality by 15%. That was really interesting. Okay. And then she started talking about depression. 5,000 steps a day can reduce the risk of having depression. 7,500 steps a day, it can reduce the prevalence of the diagnosis of depression. 9,800 steps per day can reduce the risk of dementia. So that's 9,800, but 3,800 steps, you can get 50% of the maximal benefit of that. Even like less, like half of that, you'd still get lots of benefit. And so she was saying that she wasn't going to be like all the other doctors to say, okay, just put this insert in and put that in and don't walk and, let's, give you all these things. He had tried all these things.
Right.
He had years. It was chronic pain. And so she said the main focus was to get him to start walking.
Right.
And so she did. And Matt's laughing at me because I was telling him all this. And he's like, I'm like, I know. Because Matt starts laughing. He's like, I've been telling you this. I've been doing this. I'm like, I know. A lot of things I find out, I'm like, Matt does this naturally, right? So she said, she calls them micro walks. You get up and you walk for 5 minutes and you come back. Go for a 5-minute walk. That's it. And here's the breakdown on that. So 5 minutes is like 500 steps. But if you go for 10 minutes, it's 1,000 steps.
That being twice.
Yeah, I know. But it's easier to say a 10-minute walk.
Yes.
Or 5 minutes there and 5 minutes back.
Right.
Let's just go 5 minutes away and come right back. That's 10 minutes.
Yep.
So if we do that like a few times a day, it's only 10 minutes.
Yep.
It can improve everything. First of all, it improves your psyche. When we're not with people, when we're not making money, when things aren't the way that we want them to, we tend to get depressed. And I'm not, hopefully not clinically depressed, but we get low, down in the dumps. And when you're that way, you don't want to hang out with friends or make friends or anything like that. You just want to be left alone. I'll speak for myself. That's how I feel. I'm like, why bother? People piss me off anyway. People suck. I'm just saying those thoughts come in.
Yes.
I don't want to be judged.
I get it.
Oh, and I haven't been moving and I don't feel as sexy as I was before. So I don't want people looking at me. My clothes I don't want to deal with judgment, whatever. These are all the thoughts I'm sure a lot of people have. I know I have.
Of course.
I have.
Of course.
I'll speak for myself.
To me, the biggest thing is oftentimes when I work from home, which is a blessing, but sometimes you get caught up in the BS of work. And taking a walk is like hitting this giant reset button and reminding you that there's a whole world out there. And that is a good thing, regardless of any other benefit, is the fact that I can be like, oh my God, I'm so frustrated. These people are just, so-and-sos and blah, 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 blah. And I go outside and I take a walk and then I'm like, whatever. Because they're trifling at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Because my world should and is so much bigger than any job could ever be.
Yeah.
And I get reminded of that. I also think another aspect of why it can be so healthy is because when you're walking, it on some level doesn't matter where, and I'm very blessed. I have a great walk I can do, but like your brain's firing the whole time. If you're walking in a super urban environment, it's like you've got to watch out for cars and you've got to be paying attention to the walk signs and the don't walk signs and pressing the buttons and speeding up and slowing down to hit the lights right. If you're walking in the countryside, then you're like looking and seeing, oh my God, there's a bear, there's a bird, there's a raccoon, there's my neighbor, there's. Your neurons are constantly firing and they're constantly firing. And I would say,
my neurons are constantly firing in the city. Ooh, look at those shoes.
Exactly.
The shops.
Exactly.
I love it.
You're just
smelling the
boom,
bakery.
boom, 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 boom. And there's always something a little different. Like I'm to the point now where I'm like, hey, wait a second. That car's had that tailgate open for like the past day. What's going on there? Oh, they're fixing the drains. What's going on there? I mean, oh my God, it's twisted. And one of our neighbors has had a nurse come by, and we happen to have seen it twice, and she hasn't moved her car. So I'm going to be checking on her.
Yeah, I know. I talked to her son. Okay, so that's it. I think that's the advice. I know we've been talking about walking for a few episodes now. Like it kind of comes into our conversation, the walk. And so that's why I thought today, let's just actually concentrate on it, but also concentrate on whenever you have a good idea or a good thing you're doing, be mindful that the negative will come along to try to steer you away from the good thing that you're doing. And so just go with smarts, go with protection, go with love, go with an expectation that you are held in a wonderful light with safety and health and lots of beautiful support. And focus on that.
Sounds good.
That's it. We'll talk to you soon. In just a few days. Talk to you later. Thank you for listening.
Be well.